Lesson 1. The Prince of Panidihing. You all know what happened when it rains heavily during the monsoon season and floods come in groups. Note down 5 problems brought by floods and 5 things we should do to save ourselves. Then share your points with the rest of the class. Here is a story of a flood in a rural area called Sitolia and how people responded to it. After you finish reading, compare your answer with the story. How many things were similar? It rained heavily all week. The swelling water of the Brahmaputra continued rising. Panic gripped Sitolia and its neighboring villages. Khagen's own village, Bodo, was not far from there. That morning, a loud roar alerted the riverside villagers. They realized that the worst had happened. The embankment at Sitolia village was breached. Horrified, they braced themselves for what was to come. In moments, huge waves of waters broke into the villages. The water rolled over some of the housetops. The air quickly filled with the cries and wails of the village flock huddled on the rooftops of the sangars and the mad bellowing of the livestock being swept away. Khagen, a young man of 17, quickly grasped the seriousness of the situation and swung into action. The village flock and even his classmates at Nitaipukri College called him the Prince of Panidihing. He's a brave fellow, they often said. Raman, hurry up, Khagen shouted to his friend. There's no time to lose. Get hold of others. Where are Damburu, Dan and Abbas? Raman ran towards him. You know? Cutting him short, Khagen said, we need a few wraps of banana trunks. I will bring along my father's boat. We must rush to Sitolia. In no time, 5 wraps were ready. Each one stood with long poles by 2 boys. The fleet of rafts with Khagen's boat in the lead row raced towards Sitolia. The maroon had to be rescued in no time. By the time the people of Sitolia had been evacuated to the high grounds of the school buildings, Khagen and his friends were exhausted. But there remained the work of making arrangements of food and water for the men, women, and children sheltered in the school buildings. The civil authorities at Dimo also had to be informed immediately. Hey Khagen! Narenkai shouted from across the stretch of flood water. Dr. Hatiburua and his wife are stranded in the hospital quarters at Kotiori. Do something, will you? Okay, Narenkai, shouted Khagen. Damburu, hop into the boat. We have got a job, he called out to one of his friends. Then he stepped the boat towards the dispensary. He had a knack for solving all kinds of problems. Half an hour later, the boat reached the doctor's house. It narrowly missed crashing into the railing of the veranda of the doctor's house. The doctor and Moni Bodo heaved a sign of great relief. "Step into the boat, sir and Bodo." Khagen stretched out his hand towards Bodo. The doctor was helped into the boat. Moni Bodo was greatly scared to step into the boat rocking in the water. Somehow she was also helped into the boat. Two of the doctor's men also got into the boat. "We have to go upstream for some time," Khagen told the doctor. The boat was now quite heavy, with 6 persons and doctor's back, but it moved on steadily. "Are you still scared, Bodo?" Damburu asked the doctor's wife playfully. She smiled. "No, not when you two are around," she said. The boat took a U-turn now. It began to move swiftly with the current. Khagen and Damburu altered the course of the boat to negotiate a sharp fall, but the next moment a strong undercurrent almost pulled at the boat like a magnet. Caught up in a whirlpool, the boat capsized, throwing everyone on board into the flood waters. Once again, Khagen was quick to respond in the semi-darkness of the evening. Khagen spotted Moni Bodo's head popping in and out of the water as she was carried along by the current. An expert swimmer, Khagen dashed towards her like an otter. He caught her by the arms and helped her to keep afloat until they reached a mount. Above the floodwater, the doctor was also rescued and carried to the mount. Damburu and the 2 other men somehow managed to catch hold of the capsized boat and had almost been swept away. They also managed to bail out the water with the tubes tied to the boat. The boys picked up the doctor and his wife and plunged them into boat. The crisis was over. "Khagen, you have saved our lives, given us a new life. We shall never be able to repay what you did today," exclaimed the doctor, patting Khagen's back. Moni Bodo touched his arm gently and said, "Thank you, Khagen." "Sir," Khagen said emotionally, "you remember? My mom and I had visited you in hospital 3 or 4 times when she had a serious ailment." "Oh yes, I remember her. How is she now?" "She is fine by the grace of God and your help." "That's wonderful. What do the people of the village call you?" "Some prince." "The prince of Panidihing," reminded Damburu. "You are a real prince." The doctor patted Khagen's back once again with a smile. The bright moon lit up the muddy flood water like gleaming silver. The boats bent its way towards the school building gracefully. The doctor knew that he would be the only doctor in the newly set up relief camp, but with Khagen and the others around, there wouldn't be many problems, thought the doctor. Thank you. Please like, subscribe and comment and hit the bell icon, because I will be providing you with a question answer. Now tell me, wonderful, what is the meaning of wonderful? Bright and silver. What do you call in your native language? बेखौ मा होनो बर'नि Assamese नि smile. Wonderful, smile, bright, silver. Tell me in the comment. Write in the comment. Comment आव लिरनानै हर. Thank you.